So we're at one of your other setups. This is the
Yeah.
DeFord Bailey kit.
Yeah.
Talk to me about this awesome thing.
Yeah, so we, on the new record, we wrote a song called DeFord Rise Again, which is basically about the life and the legacy of DeFord Bailey, who's also on the bass drum. Shout out to Evans on that. They're making custom bass drum heads now. I don't know if you know that or not. You can send an image and they'll just mail it right back to you.
Very cool.
But yeah, we decided to write the song just because, you know, like he was the first African-American member of the Opry, like one of the first early stars. And he was actually the artist that was performing when they coined the term the Grand Ole Opry.
Wow.
And so, yeah, so there's a lot of history and his legacy that's gone unnoticed and basically forgotten, you know. So we wrote this song about, you know, like kind of what we think happened in the 1940s when he was basically vanished from the Opry. And yeah, and this is, you know, like I stand up, I play it, I sing it, I play harmonic on it. And so yeah, so that's what, and then every so often we'll, you know, like play some other stuff in the stripped down part and I'll play this as well. So,
okay.
But that's the primary focus for this kit.
Cool. So let's talk about the size and configuration of the kick drum.
Yeah, so this is an 18-inch bass drum. I honestly don't know the depth. I bought it at Drum Supply. Like I'm kind of, all the drum shops in town have been like really supportive of me. Like this is a band where, you know, you might come to practice and they'll be like, oh man, like it'd be really cool if you had that. And we have rehearsal again tomorrow. So, and you're like, cool, I guess I know what I'm doing with my spare time today. So yeah, you know, like I'm texting with Bryson at Nelson or texting with Andy at Drum Supply or Danny at Forks trying to track down. So this idea was my idea to, you know, like create a kit. We were trying to figure out how I was going to sing D4 and play it, you know, and not be backstage. They wanted me to be front stage. So yeah, so I was like, man, I'd seen in a video somebody playing something like this, like just demoing a snare drum, you know, but like being able to play in like a groove. And I was like, that's kind of the idea. So 18-inch bass drum, got Evans on both sides, and then yeah, this is just a Gibraltar stand. That's basically the top of a snare basket going into the. So instead of a tom mount, you got a snare basket mount.
I mean, it all makes sense. It's
it's so in my
simple,
head, it, you know, like it was funny because like when I was trying to explain it to everybody, they were like,
yeah,
and I was like, just let me. So I put a couple different variations together before we landed on this. The hardest thing was finding an 18-inch bass drum. Believe it or not, Drum Supply was the only place in town that just had an 18-inch bass drum laying around. It was like, yeah, I'll throw it to you.
Because Andy has everything just
because he
around.
really does just have everything laying around in there. You can go in there for hours and not find what you're looking for, but you can find tons of other stuff. And then on your way out, you'll find what you're looking for.
I always leave with something that I don't really need. But we are so lucky as drummers in Nashville to have such
have
cool
all of these
shops.
outlets. Because some places don't have a single
one.
So.
We're spoiled. And I see the Evans hydraulic on the snare. What's this snare drum?
Okay, so this is a Ludwig Black Beauty. I was with them a few years ago, and this was my first purchase from them. So just a 6.5 by 14, one of the most recorded snare drums.
I was going to say that's like the workhorse.
So it's like
drums. Black Beauty's like, man, that's it.
If there's any Ludwig snare you should own, there's probably two, and it's this or an Acrolite, you know, so which I'm lucky enough to own both. And then so we got the hydraulic on both for, you know, a similar sound and feel. The idea is basically to like replicate the real drums as close as possible, you know, like being able to stand up. And then we got a 10-inch A custom splash.
Yeah.
So, and everything's just kind of, so our front of house, or our monitor guy, Pete, excuse me, he'll come and carry this out as like we're making the transition from me coming to the front and the back. And then we normally start something up real quick afterwards. So like I come straight off of this and start a song here as he's moving it away. But
so this thing is wireless, ready to go.
Yeah, it's wireless. You just pick it up with one hand like that and just lift it around. I mean, it's not that simple, but But yeah, you can go where you need to go. Wireless pack here, wireless pack for the kick. So
and you're using brushes on this.
So these are ProMark TB5s, and when I first started playing ProMarks, like they sent me a couple different versions of brushes, and these have this like it's instead of rubber, it's almost like a foam grip, which I feel like is great for grip and absorbing moisture, because we play a lot of festivals outside and stuff like that. So, and like the spread on these, because you've got multiple angles that you can come up with, so you can go like I like about right there, like the medium spread, but you can go the full spread too and get you like a, you know, like if you want one or the other. But like typically when I'm playing the train beats, you know, like I'm about right there. And then when I get done with them, you saw a pair of brushes earlier that I went to town on this week. Like they're more about like that. So cool. But I'm going in on this stuff, man. All this stuff, I'm just having the time of my life.
Good, man. Well, I want to hear you actually lay down a train beat, if you would oblige. I'll step out and I'd love to watch you throw down a train beat.